Hello everyone! I'm going to be painting a little bird above one of our doorways today. Starting with cleaning above the door frame, I'm not really sure what all that powder was that fell, but we continue on. I'm using a 4H pencil per my usual for light sketching. For a quick teaching moment, graphite pencils have different hardnesses, so I'm using a really hard leaded pencil that shows up a lot lighter when you sketch as opposed to a softer graphite pencil which will show up really dark, and you don't really want that when you are making a sketch like this. Say hello to Spooks. I came outside to get a ladder and got a little bit distracted. Spooks is our neighbor's cat, but he thinks he belongs to us half of the time. He's such a little ham. So enjoy the brief kitty content. I was going to get a shot of me taking down our ladder to bring inside, but instantly noticed a giant spider on the ladder. So now you see me trying to clean out the spider webs with a stick, but the spider doesn't move. So I quickly gave up. Since I don't have a ladder to use, I needed to improvise with what I had in the house. So I started with my art chair and got a few cardboard boxes from the basement where we have been hoarding them. Not too bad. Pause if you want the paint hues that I used. I am using acrylic paints today, and I know they aren't very high quality, but I usually don't use acrylics. I promise I have much better oil paints and watercolors. Obviously very pleased with myself. Just to talk about my process a little bit, I usually like using a mid-tone to block in my basic shapes, as you saw me do with that purplish gray and with the brown coming up on the wings. A mid-tone is a color that is in the middle of your value scale, meaning it isn't your darkest and it isn't your lightest, but somewhere in between. In a regular painting, I am usually much more loose in this process, but since it is on a white wall, I had to be a bit more careful with my shapes and edges, so I had to paint tighter, which means I was just having to be more careful. I love pushing contrast in my work, meaning that there's a big difference between light and dark. So you'll see me going straight in with an almost pure black. I hardly ever use pure black in my work because it ends up looking flat or dull. So I'm using a lot of blues mixed in with this black for this little birdie. The little details really start pulling it together, and that's when I get so excited. If you talk to most artists, they'll probably tell you that the middle of the painting process can look like crap, but somehow it always, well, maybe not always, but most of the time wraps up nicely. With his little legs, I wanted them to come over the edges of the molding to give a bit of a three-dimensional effect, and I think it turned out pretty well. Alright, here he is. This is a male house sparrow, which is indigenous to the area I live in, and felt appropriate to add as a permanent addition to our living room. Thanks for watching, and feel free to comment on what you think I should paint next.